Time to find out what's going on at Martha's Table. My friend Ronda is here. Good to see you again.
Hello, Donna.
So, we've talked about different the number of meals you serve a day, which is incredible. You dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. It's how many a day now?
About 450, and that includes takeout meals, in-house dining, and door-to-door delivery.
And I don't think we've ever talked about who uses Martha's Table. Like, could I walk in and get a meal at Martha's Table?
You certainly could. We ask no questions. We want to be as barrier-free as possible so people can access the service when and how they need it. And it's no charge. And we do serve people that are unhoused or insecurely housed, but we also serve senior citizens, students, adults, people that are employed but still struggling to make ends meet. We all know the cost of groceries and housing. So we see a wide cross-section of people in the city. Yeah.
And do you notice that is certain times of the day or the month, and it kind of ties in when people get paid, when paychecks arrive and so on, and they're running out of money as toward the end of the month.
That's right.
You're noticing that?
That's right. And that's been a pattern for years. I mean, pensions, disability, and so on, it's never adequate. You know, so at the beginning of the month, people are buying necessities, and money always runs out, and they're visiting Martha's Table more often. Yeah.
So you've been there how many years now?
Since 2008.
Wow.
It's been a while.
It has been.
But I love it.
Yeah. And
I love it.
And they're lucky to have you. You're good at what you do.
Thanks.
What have you noticed from the first day you were there to what you're seeing now? How have things changed?
Right. It has changed. It has evolved. We had a core group of people that visited. Our tagline is food and friendship, because we know social isolation impacts you as significantly. So people would come and socialize, and there were a group of, meet and greet your friends at Martha's. More people were in transition, so visiting from large city, Montreal to Toronto. So we would see new people all the time. And it just seems to have evolved where there's still a smaller core group of people that visit regularly because we're subsidizing their income, and they're getting nutritious meals on a regular basis. But there's more people visiting transiently. So people that are, more people are unhoused than ever. So that's, a different clientele, if you will, than we had in the past. We always had people visit that were unhoused, but it was a very small percentage. So now things are shifting. So we still have senior citizens and students, everything in between, but there's a lot of people unhoused.
And I remember I noticed people who were waiting for the doors to open, and they're usually middle-aged men seem to be the core, but now I see families waiting to.
That's right.
Yeah, with little kids.
Yeah. When I was hired in 2008, we always did have families, and I remember the first couple weeks I was there, I saw a couple come in with a newborn in one of those carrying baskets, and they still visit, and I spoke to the child last week, and they're now a teenager. Yeah. So it's something that is part of the needs in their lives. They need to offset their income. And it's just a place to go and get a good meal. So.
And it's better than not eating, which is the option there. So at least they are going in, because that has all kinds of ramifications, like children who are not getting nutritious food, and down the road how it's still going to impact all of us down the road with that.
Yeah, there's a few agencies that are focusing on breakfast in school, which I wholeheartily applaud, because I agree, if you need nutritious food, especially in formative years.
Absolutely, because it will come back in dental work, everything, your health may never recover from not having the right start. So I get it, We also hear a lot about overdose and that sort of thing. Is that impacting Martha's Table?
Well, we see it as well. There is unfortunately more drug use, and it's impacting people. People are desperate, and so, if they were casual users before, if that's even possible to say, the supply is really unstable. So you can't say, I know this person and it'll be safe. It's never safe these days. And so there's a lot more overdoses. And it's really challenging. We're a frontline agency and our focus is food. Again, food and friendship, but we have to deal with what we're presented with, and we're there to help people as much as we can. So we are dealing with it, and we're not, we've been trained on how to use naloxone kits, but we're not social workers, we're not medical professionals. So it's stressful, but all agencies and in the city are dealing with things like that. Yeah, unfortunately. So I hope there's a solution coming soon. I know it was just discussed in Parliament recently.
I know, and each level of government tries to hand it off to another level of government. In the meantime, it seems to be getting worse. It seems since the pandemic, everything changed, and it just seems that, and I don't know what the answer is, but I wish somebody would come up with an answer.
Right. I mean, they've tried different approaches, safe injection sites, safe drug supply, all different things. But again, I don't know what the answer is. I don't believe those are the answers, but I've always supported mental health, and I would hope that, in generations to come, when it becomes part of maybe a school curriculum, and the youth, we talked about getting good nutrition, if they get good mental health support, they won't need to visit support agencies like Martha's in future.
Yeah, I seem to remember in school we talked about balancing your diet and what is nutritious food and what's not nutritious, and I can remember all that, but I don't remember anybody ever talking about mental health, even talking about stress management, which everybody has stress in their lives. We just do. You wouldn't get out of bed in the morning if you didn't have a stress that got you out of bed in the morning. And I don't remember ever hearing anything about that. So maybe it needs to be added to the curriculum. And
I'd like to see that.
So the services you offer, the challenges you have, the number of meals you serve, money's got to come from somewhere. And so you've had some good fundraisers in the past, and you got another one coming up.
We do. Really excited about it.
All right.
It's our second annual fundraiser, so we have a spring and a fall event now. The spring one is Empty Boards, and it's a charcuterie event, live music at the Grand Theatre, June 21st, and it is something that we're looking forward to because it's different than what we usually do. It's a nice chance to be in the community. Our downtown is beautiful, and the artists that we have this year are really in tune with what we're doing at Martha's Table. So Chris Jackson is opening, and the headliner is the Kim Pollard Band. And we'll have someone with lived experience giving a testimonial. We'll have some live auctions, and of course, lovely charcuterie to nibble on. So it's something we're looking forward to, and every ticket purchased will provide about $75 a ticket provides about 18 meals. So that's 18 people that will have dinner because you've attended this beautiful event. And you will go home with your own charcuterie board. I should not omit that fact because they're beautiful.
You just happen to bring one along
to show them because they're
just show it off here. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's and it has Martha's Table stamped on it.
Yes.
And this is practical.
It's very practical. It's heavy solid wood, and they are made one by a small group of gentlemen that give their time.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're all different. They're all beautiful.
So you get it nice and clean when you go to leave. You don't eat off it at the event. There's that. So, but the charcuterie, you get a nice...
It'll be a container of charcuterie. And we have a sponsor for that this year, and that's General Brock's downtown. So they're supporting with the food, and it's going to be tasty. It's going to be really good.
I remember last year it was like, wish I had not eaten dinner before I left because it was a meal.
Right. We're going to have more of a sampling this year, so you'll have a variety of things. Because the event starts at 7, so as you say, most people will have had their meal. And we discovered that maybe we overdid it a bit, but it'll still be a lovely sampling, and we may have popcorn in the theater just for fun when the music's going. So, like at Martha's, no one should go home hungry no matter what.
You sure didn't last year, that was for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice music. It's good music, and it's an across-the-board sort of music that anybody could enjoy. And
I think so.
I did it last year and really enjoyed it. Plan to be there again this year. Going to get my friends together again.
Lovely.
We'll make an evening of it, and yeah, highly recommend it. It was great fun, and supports a cause we all wish could close its doors. Go away because we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
So Martha's Table, go away. But that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Right.
So in the meantime, support empty boards. Where can people get tickets?
At the Grand Theatre box office. So you can go in person, you can get it online, you can call, you can do any of those methods, but they make it as easy as possible. The total price to attend is $75. So again, those 18 meals are so important, and it's, makes a big impact in the community.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much for coming in to tell me about it.
Thank you.
Okay.